Alright, this time we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to try to do a voiceover. So I already recorded all this footage, and this time I'm going to explain my thought process after watching back some of it. Part of me is sad that I didn't create or record more footage. The game is actually quite fun. Bear in mind that this is from someone who is not particularly a fan of the looter shooter genre and never played one before, right? So perhaps if you are more into that scene, then the game might be simplistic for you. But that simplicity is good enough for me, right? I just want something I can have some fun with, have some attractive looking characters, because that's a rarity in games these days, and just shoot some enemies and have some flashy effects on screen, right? And that's what this game did. For the void bosses anyway, the regular missions are dreadfully boring, and the open world might as well not exist. We need to have stuff going on in the open world apart from the missions. But in this video we're going to fight some void bosses,
because I extend their blind spot.
Alright, so Sharon now, she's an assassin type character, and her whole thing, or at least what I think one of her things is she can go invisible, and then when you go invisible, the attack that you use to break stealth or break invisibility gets a massive damage bonus. So you can imagine the tactic here is to reduce the cooldown time on the invisibility as much as possible, and then perhaps boost your crit rate as much as possible, right? So that way you can get the massive crits when you break stealth. So you stealth, massive crit, stealth, massive crit. That's the idea here. So which fight did we do first? Alright, so we're going to the Devourer. Now this fight is actually quite difficult. The first two bosses weren't that bad, but the Devourer is quite a step up. There are a lot of DPS checks where if you do not have enough damage, you will not win this fight. Simple. Alright, so here we go. Sharon and the Devourer. Devourer. I won't lie. It's a big graphics. It's a big DPS check, because when he goes invisible, he has physical green stationary thing that heal him, and if you take too long, then he will just heal back up to full health. So you need to burst those things down. So I go invisible, and I think I whiffed that, so not a good start. But his knee pad there is a weak area. I don't know what all the colors mean though for the damage. I know orange is a crit, I think yellow is the weak spot, so white should be regular damage, but I don't know what green. Sometimes it's a green damage. I don't know what that means. All right, so invisibility and crit. Okay, I can pause it. So this is 48,000, and this is so this is not a crit. It's white damage, 48,000. All right, how much is that? I'm not entirely sure, because if you see the amount of damage that you at each shot does. Oh, this is her ultimate. And for some reason, I've noticed that these bosses really like to target me. I don't know why. Alright, so like I said, I did 48,000 non-crit. How much damage is that versus shooting in that time frame? Because that was about a second. So yeah, so this is the stage or the phase I'm telling you about. So you have to go invisible. So my thought here is I can go invisible, use the invisibility to do a massive damage strike, and I did what, 50,000? Alright, 50,000. So alright, so I'm doing between one, yeah, so the non-crit shots are 1,000, the crit shots are 4,000. So I did 50,000 damage non-crit, right? So if you use the average of say 2,500 per shot, yeah, so it should still work out, right? So again, 50,000. I was wondering if it makes sense to just use the gun rather than. I don't think I'll make it with that. No, I won't make it. Oh, someone saved them. Okay, that's good. You know, the grappling hook. I played Monster Hunter. Okay, I got whacked, and I get whacked again. Yeah, I have to take myself. Yeah, take yourself and try heal up and regroup and come again. Right, so the grappling hook, it's one of those things that it's so much fun to do that when I went back to play Monster Hunter, you should see me trying to use the grappling the grappling hook. Granted, you do have a grappling hook in Monster Hunter, but it's not that you can use it to it's not a free and universal use. There are specific interactable in the environment that can use the grappling hook on, right? But right, so we're here, we're shooting up this thing. Don't want to get whacked in the face again, and I am there running into the wall because I am a genius. Alright, so I will help help my friend here, and is he targeting me? I think he's targeting me, so I have to take myself again. So I'm no longer a assassin, I'm a medic. I'm a stealth medic. Alright, so enter this, and he's going to whack me, yep. All the damage. And then yep. And then I'm going to, yeah, I'm down. Man down, man down. So luckily I had someone help me out here. You know, initially I thought that one reason why I didn't use Glay is she doesn't have shields. She just used, but she has a very high health pool. But some of her moves use her health. And the shields recover, health doesn't. So I was thinking that the shielded characters would have far more survivability, and suffice it to say that that's not the case. I don't know what that guy did, but he killed the turret really quickly. Yeah, because this toxic thing does tick for a bit afterwards. So someone else is down. Okay, so I'm going to help him, so there's no need for me to wade into what is certainly death. I have a little, and see, the enemy always target me, so I need to pretend it's attack on Titan, and the poison got me. Yeah, so I had to die and come back here, unfortunately. But the good thing is, they still have a lot of damage, right? Because if you notice, his life bar is still red. So the bosses have a shield on there, like a white shield similar to you, and then their life is red instead of green. So the good thing is, despite his healing, oh yeah, so I pressed A too early before the prompt came up, and I jumped, and by the time I landed, unfortunately the guy bled out. So my bad, homie. But you see, okay, so he went back into the mode there. So 50,000. Yes, I think it's worth it. So let me see if I actually dodge. Yeah, no, I didn't dodge, because look, if we go back, so that my shield came down, right? So 50,000. Look at my shield. So right now I have almost 4 dodge. You see, down to 3. Dodge down to 2. So I actually didn't dodge, despite it looked like I was, you know, clearly outside of the green marking. So the hitboxes are a little bit wonky, or maybe they need to increase the iframes on the dodge and the roll. But I think it's also the hitboxes as well. And I think we're gonna just shoot. All right, so this is what you need, because this is 81,000 damage. Right, this makes sense. Though. So you really don't need to build Sharon for crit, because when you don't crit, you're getting the 19,000. The 50,000 can go on, not the best thing ever, but this is 81,000. Yeah, man. Even if you're having every hit for the weapon to be a critical hit, you need to, like, what, 20 shots or something like that. So you basically just condense 20 shots into a half a second move. So this makes sense. And yes, just like that, the boss is dead. Alright, so let's move on to another fight. This Poison Girl Freyna is actually the character that I was most interested in, because back in the days when I used to play MMOs, I liked the dot characters, and she is a poison character, which means dots. Unfortunately, I don't think she's the best in terms of skills. Far from the best. It doesn't help that both this fight and the one after, I think, are immune to toxic, and that's her element. So I'm up here, and then this brother just, for some unknown reason, tried to attack me. Everybody is down there saying no, but didn't rush me. And right here I'm thinking, can this brother just consume fecal matter and then transition to a higher state of entropy? And just leave me alone. But see, ah boy. Alright, so when I put on the boy, somebody get messed up over there fast though. Alright, but trust me about that, son, brother, because this fight it hits quite hard and your poison will tick on and wreck you. And apart from the poison, apart from him hitting hard, the poison getting you, he also spawns a bunch of ads that can also whittle you down. So boy, a lot of things to take into consideration in this fight. And of course, they're going to attack me again. Come I said the first time I see a black man. So I'm like, ooh, let me give you all my attention. No thanks. No thanks. Alright, so the reason why I don't think Sharon is the best is if you just want damage, then you have not Sharon, a Freyna. Then doing the crit thing, granted though, but if you can't get close to the fight to crit, then maybe that whole stealth into crit thing can make it difficult. Maybe at that point you need to use your what I think name, like sniper rifles and those one-shot weapons. Stealth, the one-shot event, stealth again if you're fighting bosses that you can't melee. Because no doubt there will be bosses that you can't melee or be very dangerous to melee. So I'm running for dear life here. My life is practically non-existent. Got some health back. So this fight, when I try to poison him, I don't think anything comes up. But I still try to poison him because if the status effect hits, so even if it doesn't, you know, I did notice in the fight, but looking at it now, I don't even think the poison status effect hit him. Right? Because you don't know when you see some icons under his life bar, but when I was throwing the poison thing at him, it didn't do anything. So Freyna gets 17% increased damage if she's attacking enemies that are poisoned. If I can't poison him, then well. So that most of our abilities, unless I'm missing something, it's entirely possible, but unless I'm missing something, most of our abilities are literally useless against bosses with high poison resist. Just can't do anything. So pretty much the only thing you can do is use the ultimate and then use Plague Shield. A Plague Shield in him? I'm going to call it Plague Shield. It's her defensive option. It increases her defense by I think 50%. But that's not the best thing ever because it's not like she has a whole lot of defense in the first place, right? Like I like her design, I like her voice actress, but boy, mechanically, unless something changes with her massively in the next beta, if I eventually unlock her, because I don't think I wouldn't have the time necessary to go through and unlock all the characters like what I did in the, unless I give the same kind of unlock cadence in full release, and I doubt it. But if they do, then alright, I will unlock her. If not, honestly, I might just not use her. Right, so I just realized at that point that was a hopeless cause, because apart from the person dying, when you look at this fight, the boss, the Devourer's shield came back up completely. So this was a pointless. So I just rage quit on that. Alright, so we're running up, fight start, and you're gonna target me? Yep, as usual. I don't know why the bosses always target him in particular, always rush me. I don't know why. So the poison might not work on him, but you saw the white ticks over there, that's from the mobs. Okay, somebody just sent Hadouken up in backside. That was nice. And then they're toasting his behind, also very nice. Alright, so you see how quickly his shields are coming back up. If his shields come back up fully, you can, and then you see once again I have to run away because he's targeting me as usual. And look at my little itsy bitsy life. Ah boy, life hard. Alright, and he still targeted me. So as I said, this brother should consume fecal matter and then proceed to transition to a higher state of entropy. This is a very, and of course no doubt he will kill me. Oh my god, this is I don't know why. Is it this class, whatever class this is, lifesaver, because well, you know, bear in mind that you have to understand when the barrier will break and know to get out of dodge quickly.